Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wandering Whispers Mosaic ASMR. And today's Mosaic is for a very, very talented ASMR artist and someone that I am very glad to count as one of my friends. The mosaic is for the channel Tirar A Deguello. Let me try that again. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. Tirar A Deguello. And he was very kind. He was kind enough to make a runestone reading video that was very, very kind and I thought was very enjoyable as far as the ASMR aspect of it, as well as the very, very interesting subject of runestone readings. Recently been very interested in runes, so that was very appropriate and very kind of you. And so I've made some mosaics, and I hope you enjoy yours. I should be getting it sent out here as soon as I get this video uploaded. But what I'd like to do today, while we watch at 5 times speed me build the Alamo Mission Mosaic for Tirar A Deguello, I thought I would tell a short story. And I will just say it's partly fiction and certain elements are true. Since Tirar A Deguello is such a wonderful storyteller, I thought it would only be appropriate to try my hand at a little bit of impromptu storytelling and tell you guys the story of how I got my tie-dye Grateful Dead heart tapestry. It's not a exceedingly interesting story, but I will whisper it slowly and try and do some mouth sounds to help you get ASMR and go to sleep. The story begins. Let's see. I was sister also had a little time off, as well as another one of our roommates. It was me and my sister and a roommate sharing a home at the time. So, we were contacted by a friend from Utah letting us know about a sort of like music festival kind of thing, but it was more than just music. They had like workshops where they were teaching different classes and different things like that. My sister taught a hemp like necklace and bracelet making class there. So we set off from Colorado and drove through the desert out to Utah. And we made it to the festival and set up our camp. We enjoyed several days of music and good beer, good food, and dancing. But after a few days, I began to consider a few other things about our trip. Maybe the party was not what this trip was about. So, rather than continuing to party and drink and eat food, delicious, like fried foods and sweets, and all sorts of different food vendors they had there, I thought maybe some time in the sweat lodge they had there on the property, practicing drumming and meditating in the sweat lodge, fasting, I could determine what I wanted to do. Because at the time, I was unhappy with what I was currently employed to do. I was making decent money, enough, I'd have to get by and a little extra. Not a lot, but a little extra for a young single guy. And possessions and things that I could have. And on the other path, I saw the tiles and the work that I would do. And the art I could learn to create, the skill I could learn. And this path didn't have any of the same indications that I would have the comforts of that little extra cash. I'd have to tighten my belt. And at the end of the path, I saw a broken tile and seemed to know that it wouldn't be something I would be able to. If I chose the path, it would be something that would only last for a little while. I would learn, but it would not be easy. And in the end, I wouldn't be able to do that forever. But even seeing these, after that I went and I ate and I slept and I dreamed many, many dreams. Not that I could necessarily recite intense dreams, but not ones that are easily recalled. When I awoke, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to learn to make mosaic art. I knew that the office job, while giving me a little bit of extra money, not a lot even, but a little extra money, was not supplying me with the skills, with teaching me the skills that I wanted and would be useful to me beyond just the short-term job of building the art mosaics that were there, the opportunity that was there for me. So, with my newfound disregard for needing extra cash, I guess, I went down to the area where people were selling different items, and I met a wandering man. And this man was an interesting fellow. And while I don't know if I could live a life the way he does, I certainly don't begrudge the way he lives his life. But he makes tie-dye and all sorts of different things. And he lives in a van and he drives around. I couldn't even say where you could find this fellow or if he is still even around. At the time, he gave me a card, and on the card was a phone number for a payphone on the corner of some street in Salt Lake City. And his address was right there too. So, even if I still had his card, I doubt I could find this man. But out of all of his tapestries, the large one with the steal your face done fairly well. A lot of people see it as an alien face, but that's a Grateful Dead steal your face with a heart in the skull. You could tell he really loved that piece, and after talking to him for a bit, I found out that it had not been very good. He hadn't made as much as he wanted, and he was going to have a hard time. Things were going to be tight for him. So I asked him how much for the tapestry. He gave me a number, and it would probably seem high to a lot of people, but I took money out of my wallet and I bought it right there. And his wife was a little sad to see it go. It was there. It was his greatest hand tie-dye piece. I guess that was the one that they were the most proud of. But they were really happy to be able to have the means to keep going, keep laundering. So I also bought a long rainbow hat. You may have seen me wear it in a few of my videos. And so, after buying these items and deciding that I wanted to change jobs to do our Mosaic, we drove home to Denver back through the desert without incident. I switched jobs and I learned how to make natural stone tile mosaics. Unfortunately, the company that I worked for there went out of business. So, as I had seen in the fire, it wasn't something that I was able to do long term. But I learned some skills that I hope I can translate into me fulfilling artistic creativity, a need to be creative that was lacking previously. So, I feel like I've made some good pieces, and I'm starting to, get some of the skill